Nice. I'm going to say it. Tonight is a legacy game for Klay Thompson. Mm-hmm.
I'm rooting for Klay, Steiny. It's bigger than one game.
You know what, I am too.
Yeah, but it's bigger than one game. I just don't like that Dre comment. Like, what else if it's real? What Willard just talked about. Like, that's telling you all you need to. They're worried.
What do you think about this quote?
Okay.
By the way, there's 3 great pieces out there right now in the Golden State Warriors. One is on James Wiseman in The Athletic by Tim Kawakami. The other is by Sam Amick in The Athletic. He talked to Draymond Green after the Warriors lost to Sacramento. He talked to him the car. Yeah, it's good stuff. He talked to Draymond Green as Draymond was driving back to the Bay. And then lastly, ESPN, Ramona Shelburne. Oh, my goodness. What a piece on Klay Thompson. Very, very thorough. She went on the boat.
She was up.
Yeah, she went on the boat. But there were some quotes in there that made me just take note. How about this one from Klay Thompson? This is from Klay.
Give it to us.
And this one stuck out to me a little bit. The best I ever felt was in 2019. I know I can't get back there. But even if I get to 90% of that, I'm still a hell of a player, and it's still a hell of a championship team.
I love that.
Like I say, he's never going to be the player he was.
Okay,
I mean, even that for Klay must have been hard to say.
No doubt.
Well,
can you be 75% of that?
That's not good enough. I don't think 75% of Klay's good enough. I think
if you had to put
90.
a number where he's at now, I'd say 59.
Okay.
So
now, where'd you come up with that? Most people use a round number.
Just with 59.
Yeah.
But Steiny, I don't think like you're saying that, but 75 might be good enough. What was he in the finals?
It's not going to be good enough to win a title.
What was he in the finals last year? Or just the playoffs? 75, maybe, Steiny? He was better than what we're seeing now.
Oh, much better. Do you think he can get back to where he was in the postseason last year? Because that's the one thing he said he looked. He watched a lot of last year's playoffs, and he's like, you know what? I wasn't bad.
Right.
Well, he's right. Can he get better than that, though, at this point? Hopefully. But tonight's game against Phoenix, to me, is a big game. It's a big game. And the reason it's a big game, not only is it Phoenix, but it's Devin Booker and Klay Thompson. And we know what happened the first time. I forgot about that,
not to cut you off this morning. That's a whole nother aspect. You're right.
Yeah, so Klay's going to probably want to play well tonight, I would think. They're 6-8, the Warriors. If they, again, it's an 82-game season, but you lose tonight, now you're 6-9. You're
0-8 on the road.
Back to 3 games under 500. And the thing about a 6-9 team, those are the kind of teams that aren't likely to rip off 8 in a row. You know what I mean? Because if you're 6-9, you're not a great team. So it's harder for you to put a winning streak together. So I think the Warriors, believe it or not, they got to get to 500 sooner rather than later. I really believe that.
You don't. I don't want to speak for you, but you don't seem too concerned that they're still winless on the road.
No, I am.
To me, that supersedes. They got to be road warriors. But if this is what it's going to be, and Dib's giving us those numbers, or you pointed out 32 and 46 over the last couple of seasons on the road, now it's a problem because you're not winning handily the way you did at home, and we don't know if you got the right guys. But Steiny, they can't go 0-8, and Chris Paul's a game time decision, right?
Yes.
So hopefully, I want him to play. But if he doesn't, you would think they could. That would help their chances.
The other part of the road losing that I think is a factor is look at the teams that beat them. I mean, the 3 worst teams in the East beat them. Like, to me, that's one of the first tells of a team that's just slipping a little bit, and that is that there's not a fear factor when the Warriors come into your building anymore. There's just not. Not until they can start winning games on the road and get that mojo back.
Who would you fear? And there's no shade. Who in the Warrior? That's what I thought Wiseman would be at this point had he not got hurt. He's still family. But, Steiny, athletically, that's why you lost. The Warriors right now, and I love them, but it's okay. They're beating you with their IQ and their pedigree, but they're me at the gym. That's why Detroit beat them. That's why Orlando. It's apparent to anybody watching. And Steve Kerr saying maybe the end is near, but right now they don't have those youngsters outside of Wiggins jumping out the gym. And I know it's more than just jumping. Loose balls, Matt. And even Draymond, Sabonis. Old Draymond probably would have kept him in check, but again, they athletically don't have that prowess to where we got what you got.
They were never athletic.
But they were.
Were they athletic last year? Who was athletic? How were they more?
GP2 was athletic.
Okay, there's a player.
I can't throw Porter Jr. in there, but
I don't think he's athletic.
Yeah.
So they've never been overly athletic, but maybe they're paying the price now because they're getting older. They're getting older.
To that point, you keep going, and rightfully so. Willard talked about it. The starting five, if you're into plus minus still, is number one.
Yeah,
so that could be Guru. What you talking about,
that
Willis?
doesn't do much for me, to tell you the truth.
But
because you can't play those five guys. You can't play those five guys 40 minutes a game.
But you could keep two out there with the other team.
Right, and then they stink. See, that's the issue. That 5-man unit is great. The minute one tinker takes place, it's not great anymore.